Hi, I'm Kenny Hill with Recovery Hill, and the principle I'm going to discuss today is sown seeds. Many of the topics I choose to discuss have depth and nuance to them, and this one is no different. There is a variety of different angles we can take this topic. For example, there are intentional sown seeds, and within intentional sown seeds, there is healthy versions of the intentional sown seed and unhealthy versions within the intentional sown seed, as well as we have unintentional sown seeds, and there are healthy versions of the unintentional sown seeds as well as unhealthy versions of the unintentional sown seeds. That was a mouthful. Within this video particularly, we're going to try to narrow the focus in on the unintentional sown seeds because these ones are sneaky. These are the ones that catch you off guard. These are the ones that can become planted, and if we're not careful, can get us into a lot of trouble. One of the things that I feel like can be very helpful, especially when taking on new challenges and things that are scary or overwhelming, is beginning to embed yourself within a particular culture that may be able to be conducive to your particular goals. I'm not suggesting only putting yourself in an echo chamber for the rest of your life, eliminating any nuance, and therefore becoming extremely limited. So, as I often like to do, I'm going to use my own experience as an example to help explain what I mean here. So, I began doing endurance training, maybe 6 months ago? I don't know, something like that. Taking on this new endeavor, what I did was I began listening to a lot of interviews from endurance athletes. I began watching YouTube videos of people explaining certain tips and techniques. So one day I click on a video that said how to run 100-mile ultramarathon on 3 days a week training. And the video had a lot of helpful information, but it really was for already established runners who have busy lives, they're parents, they have work and that sort of thing. And to be able to tell them, hey, look, you don't need the more typical 5 days a week of training. You can do this on 3 days a week of training, and here's how I did it. Within this scenario, for me, generally, there are two types of mindsets that's going to take in the information. One type of mindset is an efficient, economical mindset. And the other type of mindset would be like a weak mindset. Though the information was helpful, I am not a seasoned, conditioned runner. I just started this thing. So, right out of the box, this video doesn't apply to me. But even more so, this is how I know it wasn't my economical, efficient mindset that was taking in the information. And instead, it was my weak mindset, is because of what happened on the first training day of the week the next day. The walls I had to climb in order just to get the shoes on my feet that morning was incredible. So much internal dialogue saying, Kenny, man, you don't need to train today. You can put it off till tomorrow or the next day. I am very familiar with this weak mindset. It has this unmistakable, patronizing, like shoulder massage component to it. Is similar to listening to somebody do like baby talk to a 13-year-old adolescent. It is shrieking. What that video did unintentionally was sow a seed. Because I was able to be present for myself, I was able to discern this was not some efficient economical mindset that was taking place of like, oh, here's the best way to be productive for your training, Kenny. No, actually, it was a weak mindset that was looking to avoid the hard work and all the training that was going to be involved. I was 6 miles deep into the run that day. I still had 10 miles left on the run, and I began to be flooded with an overwhelming intrinsic gratitude because I knew I did what I needed to do versus doing what I wanted to do. My window of tolerance expanded, which means I became more resilient because I chose to do the harder thing that day instead of taking avoidant road. Seeds will be sown despite your best efforts. Whether it is intentional or whether it is unintentional. And within the unintentional sown seeds, there are unwanted seeds. And sometimes those unwanted seeds can become our greatest teachers. These unwanted seeds have potential to add nuance to our life, help show us blind spots, and broaden our perspective. But in order to minimize the suffering of these unwanted seeds, we have to be present for ourselves. Being present for yourself allows you to have discernment of whether you ought to water the seed or not. It was discernment that helped me be able to notice the difference between the economical mindset and the weak mindset. When you water a sown seed in a state of disassociation or victimhood, most typically that seed is going to produce unnecessary suffering. The way I define unnecessary suffering is the attachment to behaviors or patterns that our ego desperately wants to either try to control or try to defeat. So you can say being present for yourself and adding discernment is important. One of the things I noticed on that video that I watched is on the bottom left-hand corner, there's like this thumbs up that appeared there. And then out of curiosity, it was like right under the video. But out of curiosity, I went and I clicked on it. And something really weird happened. I don't even want to tell you what happened, but something weird happened. Probably right now, if you look on your screen, right under where my video is, you'll see a thumbs up emoji. If you click on it, I mean, be careful. But if you click on it, I'm not even going to tell you what happens. I mean, it's a secret. I'm not even going to tell you what happens. But I dare you to click on it.